just a quick sync up here. I leveled up some samurai up to 73. Just ported to Amarang to do the role quest. This is certainly the place. I gather those bones once belonged to dear Samuel. I see no troublesome arachnid. It being a rather large desert, I had considered hiring a few trackers to hasten our search. I have yet to spy a place where such individuals might congregate. Pity. Bah! Nothing to it but to roll up our proverbial sleeves and do the dirty work ourselves. We shall split up and search the sands for the sin-eater spider. Whoever finds it first may have the honor of slaying it themselves. And should we not find it, well, after we both have searched for a suitable length of time, I say we meet back here. Let them begin. We survey the surrounding sands, but find no trace of the spider you seek. There she is. The Scourge of Norrund, the Devourer of Souls. Balam Grease. We shall bring this mark down. Flanking mover as we discussed. Wait for my signal and we'll strike as one. Damn it. She's onto us. Don't panic. We planned for this. We'll act as decoys as while Renda Ray brings her down. Go, go! Wait, not yet. There's no need to rush this. Sod it. Always so headstrong. Bugger me, my head, I can't. No, come back here. Finish it, you bloody bastard. Finish me. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'll not let it end like this. I promise. I'll kill that goddamn beast if it's the last thing I do. Hey, what was that just now? I've had headaches before, but the way you were thrashing about wasn't anything like I've ever felt. Gods. Not that we were lucky just to catch a glimpse of Andrea. But you're telling me that you were granted a vision of her past with this power of yours? Two warriors killed while hunting a great horned beast. A beast that their surviving companion vows to slay and revenge. I've heard this tale before, I know it. It's a common enough sort of tale, I suppose. Regardless, she is gone. Come, let us return to the Castellum and celebrate your accomplishment. Table is set, and so I bid you raise a glass with me, and do that together we might toast your spectacular accomplishment. It's really nothing quite like a hearty meal after a job well done. Drink up, my friend, drink up. How'd you feel? Found another few bottles ready and waiting to be opened. No? Oh, very well, if you insist. Occurs to me, my good woman, I have yet to ask you your name. So quickly do we forge a friendship that I hardly noticed until now. Sarah Eaton. Reek and Sarah. Yes, I rather like the sound of that. Reek and Sarah, the daring duo. The brave bounty hunter is a scourge of sin eaters. Once it was slain, Andrea, not a soul nor right will know our names. Will not know our names. That shall ring out all across the realm. I should dwell overmuch on the victory before the struggle. Wise hunter is prepared and patient. Twiz be potent to send double and triple the ages of field to seek promise, how promise me leads. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're a gillionaire. No, I'm worried about the budget of our brave endeavor. Well, don't be. I'm prepared to fund our activities as needed. No expense shall be spared. None whatsoever. There she is. Sarah, come rejoin her bosom companion in the great hunt. It is well that you have, for I have obtained new information concerning the sighting of Andrea on Kalusha. Fiend has transformed yet another deadly mark, Great Bear in this instance, to an even deadlier eater. So it falls to Reek and Sarah to slay the newborn eater and continue the pursuit of Novrat's most notorious virtue, to Kalusha and to glory. Let us book no further delay and commence our search. Separately, as before an Amharang, if you catch the eater first, I will gradually leave to kill it without me. Trust you not to be disappointed in me if the reverse were to occur. Surely not, surely not. I myself will be most put out if I happen to lose you to a second time, so on that note, may the best hunter win. Trace of the berries sake. Looking far and wide, we failed to find any trace of the berry snake. Perhaps Ludwig was indeed the better hunter this day. Where were you? Sorry, Sarah, but you've come too late. I'm finding out from what you built. Okay, wait. Don't tell me you're the new little Arden's new bosom companion. To the victor go the spoils, and to the loser, under all. Hate to say it, Sarah, but it seems we're late to the party. Lambert and his mates made through the bear before we could. So it's true then. You've cast your lot in with the boy. You poor, daft sod. I don't understand. He was a newborn. How could he possibly have learned it and gotten here before we did? Well, you see, that's the problem with relying on hired help. You're loyal to your coin, not you. And you're not the only one willing to open his purse. But more importantly, Reek, let's hear about you hunting Andrea. With help, I mean, rather than all by your lonesome. But distinct memory of you storming off in a huff saying you didn't need me or anyone else to finish the job. Tell me I'm wrong. Do as you like. Help or no, you've no chance of beating me to the prize. Because, unlike you, I'm not all talk. And neither are me mates. Speaking of mates, how much did it cost you to buy her friendship? Do tell. Piss off, Lambert. Why are you still here? You got your mark, didn't you? You should choose your friends more carefully, sinner. When all goes wrong, don't say I didn't warn you. You have questions, I'm sure. As you may have surmised, Lambert was once a comrade of mine. I took him into my service so that we might hone our skills, battling senators in preparation for facing Andrea. However, I soon came to see that he was not all that capable of hunter, so I dissolved our working companionship. Unfortunately, he did not take it in stride and instead resolved to recruit new companions that he might beat me at my own game. It would seem that his fortunes have improved greatly of late. So much so that I fear we can no longer afford to dedicate time to track the lesser eaters and most of our undivided attention to the pursuit of Andrea. As such, we should be getting back to the Crystarium, but before we depart, I have one other matter to attend to, and Yulmore. If I might trouble you to accompany me? But of course you will. Let us be off. Sarah, allow me to introduce you to my father and mother. Father, this is my traveling companion and dear friend, Sarah. She and I have resolved to find a particularly deadly Sun Eater. Indeed, I cannot overstate how terrible and dangerous this eater is, that to pursue it is court death itself. However, when we last triumph over the fiend, all of Novac shall sing our praises. Won't that be wonderful, Father? As long as you do not sully our good name, you are free to hunt whatever quarry you desire. I can do without all the petty details. Now then, how much do you require this time? Out with it. Oh, never mind. Just give away the boy my coin purse, would you? I'm sure it will suffice for this trivial pursuits. That is why you're here, is it not? Another handout? Don't play coy. You've never been good at it. You know, I honestly don't know why I came here. Keep your coin, Father. We're leaving, Sarah, right now. Forgive me, Sarah, but I would forgo the wine on this occasion. Father's lackluster reception has left me rather dour spirits. As you may have gathered from our exchange, I am a free citizen of Yulmore. Owing to my parents' considerable wealth, I have enjoyed relatively privileged and unbearably boring, which is why I quit the city and resolved to become a bounty hunter. I am no fool, though. I am well aware of my fortunate circumstances, which is why I elected to conceal them from the people of the Wisteria. People are wont to jump to the uncharitable conclusions. I feel as though you and I have established a rapport, though, and so I thought it best to bring you into my confidence. I pray you refrain from telling others. Now then, since Lambert has decided to turn this into a race, we have no choice but to oblige you and stay and join the reformers. Let's go for a veritable army of hired hands. Alas, in a fit of frustration, I refuse Father's coin. Without additional resources, we have no choice but to conduct the search by ourselves. Moreover, I'm rather embarrassed to admit that I can pay you only a token sum this time. I trust this will not deter you from joining me anon. I was never in this for the guild. Really? I mean, of course you weren't. You're style. return to your quarters. Is there anything you require? Please don't hesitate to ask. Let's see. These are all ones I need to sell. Yes. So, oh yes. guests have arrived. With the guests smashing them up.
Well fought, well fought!
Amazing! Jolly good show!
Oh, you do not hold back! But I would have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
Of course! Of course! There it is, the relic you seek. Yours for the taking. Have care you do not break it, though, yes.
Fair, yeah.
Ah, but you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
That's about the right expression.
More! I want to see more of her!
Yes! Yes! I could watch her forever!
Why don't we just make her one of us? Yes! One of us!
One of us, one of us, one of us!
One of us! One of us! One of us!
One of us, one of us, one of us!
What a fine idea! Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
Wake up! Wake up, damn you! Ah, you're alive. Thank the gods. I don't know where you learned to breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can. I'm sure you had your reasons, but the first rule of dealing with the Froth is do not deal with the Froth. It's said that they are born from the souls of the drowned. Were it not for your little trick, you'd have joined them. Your friends are safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect. That's the royal capital of the Kingdom of Verbert down there. It's seen better days. They were a stubborn lot, the Verbertites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people. It always froze over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew, while the street lamps burned hot and bright outside. All dead and buried now. Them and anyone else who might remember. Everything we did. Everything we gave. What was it for? I wonder. I hope you'll have a better answer than this when all's said and done.
I'm going back in. Nay, my lady, exhausted as thou art, thou wouldst only endanger thyself. I prithee, rest a moment. There was nothing where we looked. Sir! Dear gods, were it not for Shadowbringers' blessing. But I need not labor the point. I'm glad to see you safe and well, my friend. Have you any idea how worried we were to wash upon the shore only to find you weren't with us? Oh, but I'm forgetting. Here's your crown, your majesty. The Fouth kept it at that part of the bargain at least. While there are certain twists and turns, our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for the wetness. Goodness, you're still here. So, Ewan, something amiss? A great mob of mortals marching into Ilmek. Mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. They wouldn't happen to be your friends, would they? Rather the reverse, I fear. That you're more in armor, I guess. Meaning, we can play with them? As much as you like. But just to be sure, we'll return with you to confirm their identities. If they are who we suspect, we will require your aid. If Alphina's coming, then Alice will be too, yes? Can't have one without the other, you know. Alright, just remember, we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid you must leave the rest of the relic hunt in your hands. Don't worry, I've done this sort of thing before. Indeed you have. Very well then. See you afterwards, my friend. Ooh, what does the hands of this light do? Ooh. TCD reaction. If only I hadn't been caught. If it isn't either you alone or me, we may soon have to contend with my cheat again, which may prove problematic even for you. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the new moon are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fae folk, they bear the distinction of having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest to men, and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, They are the source of much of the knowledge I've acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. Something very refreshing about Brianche style of English. Past yonder cliff lieth Pla Annie, home of the new moon. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. That does that. I guess I will go away. If the path striketh thee as precipitous, 'tis because it was once a mountain pass. For where'er the lake now lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst thrived the city of Vilbert. 'Twas only after the Falth came, in the wake of the flood, that the settlement was drowned. We now stand upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the faithful for so altering the land. The blame that lieth rightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world, that it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet, in spite of all the tragedy which surrounded me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. 'Twas these hands which brought the warriors of darkness and Infilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no 8th umbral calamity to foretell, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right that I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing. And thus do I labor, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promiseth to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but what we shall prevail. Ah, mortals! Just as we thought. Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha! Nothing so boring! We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies of leader of blind. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste, are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. Teleportation magic. For mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, They will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Vague, it is called, a most ingenious magic which rendereth one invisible to favor, albeit briefly. Cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis, thou to make thy voyage past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will serve only to give thy presence away. Come out, wherever you are. What should we do when we find them? We send them flying. Any moment now. We lost sight of you. Is everything alright? I assumed you were behind us. What took you so long? I see. Yes, I'd say that's it all, Mrs. Wilkins. You are hereby forgiven. Another good news, the new village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as early on your days to join us. Ah, mortals! Mortals are here. Lots of them. I thought you said the Numu were Bren's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. It was beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. To have so many mortals appear at once. It's more excitement than we can bear. Greetings, Elder World Inc. Please forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of the new moon. The stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over the ground? This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none will be safe. Unlike our Fae cousins, we knew have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus we did full many of us laid down our lives to seal away the king when we were corrupted by light. If you do as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain. worry. We'll defeat Titanium. But then you'll only become another Light Warden. It changes nothing. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say this woman is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but something still more valuable, means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, she hath already laid low the Light Warden of Lakewood, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. She is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but she harboureth the self-same desire to see the Sin Eaters living in Desmond. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see their beloved home restored to its former glory? You've always done right by us, Oriage. If you place your faith in this woman, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin Eaters. Be that as it may, it is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to be deliberate. Turn to the moon, perhaps. We will have to turn to the moon. Let's want to debate this with the Yulmoran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well accept these to simply roll over and acquiesce to our request. But even now a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightest fetch us the scepter while there is time yet to use it. Roll over? Fetch? You know full well that naught gives us the greater pleasure than to render aid to our men. You know full well, yet you speak the words of power regardless. It's unfair. Unfair, I tell you. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Verritville, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Oriage. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask you and yours remain here for the while and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see. Perhaps you can begin with Marn Osi. They are one of our foremost artisans. Once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Druid. With the Knights gone, however, Marn Osi had no opportunity to put their skill sets. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. Well enough to be served. The question is whether we can provide a fitting reward. Though the new moon may appear placid and amicable, be fairly warned that they live by uncompromising codes. Codes such as that which says the payment must precisely befit the service, be it an item or a task. Have care that thou givest neither more nor less of what is requested. $1,182, $1,183, $1,184. Wait, did I already count that? What? You are mortal? Huzzah! Huzzah! Well met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that is threatening to fall apart now at critical junctions in battle? If you answered yes, you come to the new moon. I will restore your equipment to pristine position for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam just outside the cave. Please, please, please give their legs and your patronage to me. It's been a while since I've been on a legit fetch quest. It's like Stormblood. Ah, you have returned. And with the moss fungus legs, I hope? They are tools of my trade, lest you wonder. Used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my stores. Huzzah! 2 moss fungus legs as befits the work. Ah, to have neither more nor less expected of us than that we can provide. There is no greater joy. You see, for there is to be honor in a task, we must receive precisely what is it worth. Too little means you belittle our ability, too much means you question our integrity. You have given me a fitting payment, so my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment. I see. Though I must ask for a small fee for the materials, I'm pleased to say that all your arms and armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair is complimentary. Here's the coin which you may pay me with you have desired to have your work done. Many thanks for your patronage. If you mean to offer your patronage to another, I'd may suggest he's good yonder. Judging from your equipment, it is plain that you're no stranger to battle. But he's beautiful have something to offer. have so many men visit us at once. This is a joyous deed indeed. If it please you, please give me your patronage. As my patron, I ask that you receive me with the noxious mushrooms that grow in our cave. Flame spores, they're called. We would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We have no choice but to pluck them out one at a time. Now, if you will be curious as to what I have to offer, I am a purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travels. In exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items. Whoops. Running remove the flame spores. How very quick you are. Oh, but did you perchance search the area by the western entrance as well? Told more that have cropped up in that area. There she is. I wasn't spying on you or anything. I've just finished my task and I should go back and go and report back. Ah, you are returned. Have you dealt with the flame spores by the western entrance as well? Excellent. No more poisonous spores irritating our noses. For a little while, at least. Oh dear, I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again reminds me of the old days. For every day, I would carry my wares to the castle and offer exchange for men's patronage. Back then, the castle wasn't called Lia Gia. The Verbertites built it and they called it Grunus' Licht. It was the last bastion in the struggle against the Sin Eaters. And now they're all gone, all of them. Nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing. I must give you what you've earned. And if you desire for anything else I possess, I would be glad to offer them for you, for a fitting price, of course. Now, we be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider a good lad? Even under the weather, the chance to perform an honorable task would cheer them up. You would be my patron. I can't do anything for you. The lawless ones took my invisible ink. Without it, I can't make my arcane wares. Who are the lawless ones? They're no more like us, except they've turned their backs on their values. Curs of that honor they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. So when I was outside for a walk, then they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions. food. I was too weak to resist it, but you look quite strong. Do you think you take things back from those villains? If you do this, I will consider your patronage. By way of my service, I will make you something very special. Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help over here. I mean to undertake this task. Will you let me uncover you? I will learn from you. And help no one little way again. Welcome to join. Thank you so much. The longest ones make their lair to the south. Inside a cave called Father Cullen's Chambers. They took many vows of ink, and I would be grateful if you could bring back as many as possible. Father Collard's chamber is through here. Peered inside, and sure enough, it was milling with no moo. That looked none too friendly. Thancred right here, he told me to go about quietly and quickly. Let us split up. I'll find all the ink I can and come back outside. See you shortly, Sarah. I'm gonna stay with Sarah.
Oh, thank goodness. There you are. Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
I see you use daggers.
Thancred taught me, but I'm still a novice. The Minfilius before me battled Sin-Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha Reng together, to the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word, only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him, nothing I can offer but my presence, though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you, because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something, or bring you to someone, or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach. What is that?
Why? Why did you imprison us? Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come and play with us.
It came from the castle. This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Mercy, Your Majesty. We had no choice. Please, forgive us. Oh, it's you. Mike. Here, what did we do? Yes, this is the ink. Almost all of it, too. When our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse, but thanks to you simply bad again. What did you have the vision to? Oh, who was us? Ordinarily, when a living being turns into a sin eater, this is everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts that manifest in the desire to pay and be free. So strong is the desire that often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. But forgive me. I was going to thank you for returning me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked. So I'll give you the service I promised. Nothing up my sleeve, and voila. May it serve you well. It's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, and I should mention that Elder Wade Ank is returned a moment ago. If you seek them out, I dare say they'll have tidings for you. There you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron to our people. For that you have my thanks. Now then, you'll be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the subject. So gather your companions and we'll deliver you our answer. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been so deprived of a purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on to the matter of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we are forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from trouble. In light of this, we've decided to entrust their fate to you. Take it, the stone scepter of the new Mao. This makes 3 relics. One more, and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as to regards to your form. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon the one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Ilmeg's founding, aroused as a ruler of all Fey folk to bring order to their riotous camp. In our turn, we Fey folk render our blessing unto the nature, unto wood, water, and wind. That our king might be farther empowered. Though they are becoming a sin eater, the powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Oh dear. Is there anything else we should know? Anything else? Only that you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it. You're welcome to remain among us a while longer. After a while, I myself have yet to enjoy your patience. Who knows what I will have next half the cat? We would see that you are comfortable, of course, and do our power to make you feel at home. Aye! Honestly, I look away for one moment, and every fairy and their no-go tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling, mine, do you hear? Not yours and not the Fountain's. And anyone who should so much as thinks as trying to seduce her will wish they hadn't. The final relics, a pair of shoes brought of crystal. They held the Amaro's safekeeping in their settlement, Woldwindle. It beareth mentioning that these Amaro are like those which thou hast hitherto far encountered. Owing to a peculiarity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate them as we have with the faithful. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on the way. When you arrive in Waldorf, seek out the largest admiral. His name is Sato, and he is the leader and the bearer of the relic. Seto. Ardbert. Oh, forgive me. I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear you right? You desire the crystal shoes that you may confront the Light Warden. No, you mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you are indeed immune to the light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king would bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have little choice in the matter. We will not reconsider. Come, my friends. Let us leave him with his thoughts. Tis harder by far to change the meanings of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand. And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community, I think, and there is no surer way than to speak with its members. In such wise, you will come to understand Sato's reason for refusing us, and I hope gain an insight into how he may yet be persuaded. So I bid you seek out the arrow and make yourself known unto them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of greeting. How long has it been since I last felt man's touch? I cannot help but reminded of my master's hand. He was another Verbert, a noble, valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. It's so fluffy, it's like touching a cloud. Tickles. Enough. I've never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, the Amaro were pretty fond of me. In the beginning, we were all of us honest beasts. But then a mage of Ronka gave us the gift of intelligence, that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, though, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. If we live long enough to amongst men, the seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us amongst the other things. So it was with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. But I will not bore you with my sorry tale. Let it suffice to say I am no stranger to abandonment. Oh, it's happening. I'm being patted. It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. You're kind of loath to come here for the fear of the faithful. But then we are faithful too. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to keep to the very king, you see. It's easy to forget sometimes. You may pat me whenever you wish, as long as you like. My plumage is very resilient. I cannot give you the crystal shoes. Abandon this folly. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amaro, I take it. Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern of our welfare, not scorn, that Sado seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confronteth the king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoes. Sarah, might I prevail upon thee to confer with Sado in private? The task of slaving this light warrior will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he worrieth most. Tell him that thou have a great many deeds, spoken in earnest that words may yet move him to change his mind. Prithee do as I bade you, have been speaking private. I shall turn my thoughts towards the other solutions meanwhile. You have spoken to my brethren. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die. Not anymore. None of us can. Though to those one who has placed such a gentle hand on us even once fills our heart with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. I'll win. Don't worry. Oh, what am I to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will you doing so compare the fate of folk to change. In order to obtain other relics, you have already paid the due price, not more is owed. Why then would you risk all to face our fallen king? To keep a promise to my friends. What did you say? The very words. Could it be mere coincidence? Very well. We may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider you giving me the relic. See that you are well prepared and meet me in the clearing to the east. There I will lure out the fiends, and you may slay them. I will use my voice to clear out the cinders, as I once did when I hunted with an old friend. People cry for the ravenous, and mighty roar for the territory. I still remember the truth. But come, begin at your side. Ready now? Very good. You made short work of those creatures. I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Wolfdorf. By the ease in which you slew those sinews, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think. And if you should be willing, there's a favor I would ask of you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I must have dozed off again. Ever since I turned 300, I can barely stay awake. Sandman is my name, and I had something for you. What was it again? Ah, yes, a request. I would have you seek out a young Amaro who has newly arrived in Ilmag. But ere I go into details, tell me, know you the nature of our community of Waldorf? It's a place where those of us who have attained intelligence can come to live out our days. We Amaro are born mindless beasts, you see. If we bide among men for a century or so, may awaken to abilities long lost in our kind, speech not least of. That those who have awakened might know Wolfdorf, we asked our new battle friends to place enchantments on crystals found throughout Ilmeg. These crystals call out to our brethren across Norvride, driving them here. However, the aforementioned young Amaro was not prepared for where he found you. That is, other-speaking Amaro. No sooner did I welcome than he bolted and ran. Though he is wary of us, having served men until recently, I believe he will trust you. Please, will you not find him and persuade him to come here to help you on your way? He fled to the west of the sun. you know I can talk. There was another fellow like me. Do you know him? Well, now, a whole tournament of talking Admiral. That must be the place he wanted to show me. My name is Donatio. My master was a traveling merchant. One day I discovered I could speak. I was so happy, and I thought my master would be happy too. But when he spoke to him, he looked as if he'd seen a ghost and had abandoned me. Since that day, I've been wandering the land by myself. I heard of Real Meg, and I thought it might be nice to see it. It seems the idea wasn't my own after all. Settlement, Waldorf. Sounds like a nice place, but I don't want to live there. Been alone for a long while. I don't feel comfortable around others anymore. Not even another admiral. Appreciate you coming to find me. I won't go back with you. At least tell Sandman that I'm sorry. Oh, you're back. Did you manage to track down the young admiral? I see. Well, if he desires to be alone, we cannot force him to live here. My apologies for taking your time. Sandman, we have a problem. A new mouse come over here and they're absolutely living. They claim one of us ate their porks. What? That is most unusual. The new Mao are good friends. Everyone knows better than to do such a thing. Everyone except for Donatio. This is true. Donatio was just arrived here. He knows not the way of Ilmag. While when I blame him out of hand, the possibility cannot be ignored. Forgive me, my friend. We will help us one. My thanks. I will have word with the Admiral of Waldorf to make sure that the culprit is not among us. Meanwhile, please seek with the aggrieved new Mao and ask them for the account of their incident. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I fought sea leaders who had wandered into Ilmag. They did battle and dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places to fall, it was Long Mirror Lake. We are not fond of water. You certainly cannot die for your deed. Briefly entertained the thought of returning to the foul. But they are more likely to keep the medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I just despaired of retrieving my treasure, but I've seen what you are capable of. Perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it is gone forever. What's this? Are the admirals so cowed that they send a mortal to speak for them? No matter. You open my account and I will have justice. My proxy was out gathering herbs when it happened. Suddenly I sensed this intense fear. Then it cried to me in my mind and an admiral was chasing me. and then it was gone. I thought the Admiral was civilized, that they were our friends. How wrong I was. Unless I receive a fitting reparation for this hideous deed, there can no longer be peace between our peoples. What? It wasn't an Admiral Wolf, but a creature from outside of Ilme. Prove it. Bring me this Admiral that's responsible, this Tonatian, and let's have the truth from him. He is ignorant, as you say. He should be still near the scene of the crime. In Filbert, I will go have words with the Sandman when you return. Do not take too long. I am not in a patient mood. It's you again. Have I seen a pork yet? I mean the flying pig, and yes, it looked delicious. And it was. Did I do something wrong? Oh, it wasn't a wild animal, but a new Mal's cherished familiar. Oh no. What have I done? So soon after I refused to offer to live in Wold, I'm going there to apologize. Well, there's no use in delaying. Let us be on our way. Judging by that dark expression, I take it that's the Porky's master. So, you were right. It was an Admiral from outside of Omega. Very well. I will claim reparation from this Donatian. Why, thanks. For bringing back Tonatiuh. Now let us see what we shall be able to clear up the misunderstanding. I am so sorry I ate your pig. It's just, I was dreadfully hungry and it looked so delicious. Barksies are not pigs, I'll have you know. They are people's favorite familiars. We treat them as we would our pet. Now I praise you for having the courage to admit your mistake. However, I cannot let this grievance stand without providing reparation. Such is the way of we new Mal. I understand. What would you have of me? You're a denizen of Wold, if I would take into account a good relations between people and give you consent. The seniors in our time no choice but to demand full payment. A life for life. A life? You mean I have to die? I want to take responsibility for my actions, but I'm afraid to die. What should I do? You could join the Waldorf flock. Indeed. If Donatia was to become one of us, he would be afforded a compensation. How does that sound, young one? But I've already refused your invitation, since I've only caused trouble. In spite of all this, you still have let me join you. Come now, to be a flock is to look after one another. And there will be times, I'm sure, when you help your fellows as we help you now. Besides, such things are no consequence besides the joy of welcoming a new member of the flock. Then it's decided. I hereby demand reparation of Donatia. As a denizen of Woke, bring me these three items. A bottle of pristine water, a lump of fine clay, and a fey lamp. By this I will hold the debt settled. They might prove challenging for an admiral to alone procure, but then we have a capable mortal here to assist. I suppose I've already come this far. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. When all said is done, I promise to repay your kindness. Now that Donatia is a denizen of Waldorf, the 3 items I requested shall be sufficed by way of reparation. So that's a bottle of pristine water, a lump of fine clay, and a fey lamp. Please help Donatia gather these things. Being nil to Ilmag. Finest clay may be help from a nearby cliff face. Difficult to reach French men, but an admiral can fly there easily. Oh, then I'll go and obtain the clay. Meanwhile, in the meantime, can I leave the water to you? It's rather tricky to draw for art with our talents. To the northwest of here, you find a stream of Fairback Cascade. Its water runs cool and clear, and you should serve your needs. Here, this should help you carry the items. Right, let's get to work. If the water, please come here to me. In fact, meet me in the fields of Württemberg. You will return. I've heard your search.
My medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again, when I was young. In those days, I could not speak, but we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy. His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Ardbert, thou sayest?
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Ardbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
I'm sure Ardbert knows how you feel.
You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due perhaps to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Meg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught. As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success. So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Minfelia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
Forgive me. It seems my indecision has cost you precious time, but I'm convinced now. Convinced that you will triumph. To the south you will find the bridge to Yagia. As bearer of the four relics, the gate to the castle will open to you. There you are. Did you get the water? Great. I'll put the clay with it in the sack. That leaves only the fate, which I understand is with the pixies. Later I recognized that you bear all 4 relics. The seal is broken. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, being bereft of all reason and mercy. It is sure to be a ferocious battle. If anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it's you. Know this, my adorable sapling. Though we fae folk may appear to live unfettered lives, there are still laws that bind us. Take back as much as taken, to create as much as is destroyed, to give as much as received. In all things, balance must be preserved, and the same will be asked of you. Worry not. Come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be at your side.